Oh, Ludwig.
Yeah, Ludwig. It's in the world. All right, so let's read the minutes from, have a motion on the minutes from the 25th of June, please. Anybody?
Anybody?
I'll make a motion, but I can't vote.
Okay.
I'll make a
That's
motion.
You can.
Oh,
I don't mind. As presented. Or second.
Tommy made, yeah, okay, so. Carol made the motion, Tommy seconded it. Ludwig is here. All good in the hood. Does anyone have any discussion on the meeting minutes of the 25th? All those in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? And one abstention. Okay. We have, to reorganize, just because this is our first meeting. And I think we had a great year. The best we could. We tried to offer our suggestions here and there, and whether people listened or not, that's not our problem. I don't know where, it's just, you can, okay.
Darren, do we need to do that at the beginning of the meeting, or could we put that off to the end? And I ask because it's awkward for the person that, if you're not the person that's elected or.
It would be way better if I wasn't.
Well, I'm just saying, it like somebody has to take off a hat,
No.
put another hat on.
I think we can move that. I have no problem with that.
And,
'Cause-
yep.
And then.
And I'm the one that typed out the agenda, and I somewhat just put them in whatever order
I don't have a problem.
Came to your
If,
brain.
came to my brain.
if anybody has does anyone have an issue with that? It's not a big deal. All right, so let's start with the fun ones then.
Okay.
We have, oh, she's here. How are you?
Good enough.
So let's take her first. I have no problem doing that. Nancy, you have a request here for 361682 to come out of outreach services, is that correct?
Yes,
And then it'll go into COA other charges
correct.
to help pay for the Meals on Wheels.
Right, it's a donation that we are requested to make a donation every year. Years ago, like 10+ years ago, it was in the budget every single year, and then as the budget changed over the years, that kind of got deleted.
Okay,
And I would make as much as I could at the end of the year, sometimes a couple hundred, sometimes, 1,000, but this year, because I had an outreach person that left, over 10,000 is going back into the general fund, so I thought we could make the entire donation that they're requesting. The reason it's an odd amount is I had
you had someone,
$72 already.
$77
Yeah.
or something.
But I'd like to do that because it supports the program, it represents less than 50 cents a meal. And we get a kitchen site manager, which they don't have to do, a lot of support from them. So I think it would be nice of
So
the town to reciprocate that.
just on the letter that I got from the Elder Services of Worcester, they did 7,200 meals
Between Meals on Wheels and in-house meals.
and I don't know what a congregate meal is.
In-house.
In-house,
Yeah.
okay. I
Like if we were all eating right now, here we be congregate.
congregating, congregate, okay,
Congregating.
perfect.
Right.
To be perfectly honest with you, I think this is, if she's got the extra money and it's staying within her, thing, and we haven't paid them a little bit for a couple of years, I just wish somehow this wasn't, it didn't have to happen, you know what I'm saying? That it would be in the budget, but we're gonna fight this fight. And I have no problem, I'll take a motion from,
I'll make a motion that we, approve the transfer request as presented.
okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion made and second, does anyone have any questions, related to this this topic, or with Nancy here? Anything related that she might be able to answer? Go ahead, oh.
I was just gonna ask, this is, if I understand it, for the year that just happened.
Right.
And, we didn't budget anything for this next year, but perhaps we'll do whatever we can.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. That's it.
I guess to expound on that, is there a way, Nancy, you don't know until you get this letter. You could guesstimate how much it would be.
It would remain the same unless for some reason, however many seniors we have according to the most recent census.
Oh, it's a percentage of it.
A number, that's how they figure it out, so it really won't change unless the formula changes or we do a new census probably.
It's not a lot for them to ask for what they do.
No, it really, with that number, it works
You
out to
get help
46
in the
cents a
kitchen,
meal.
right? I mean, you get.
Well, exactly, they don't have to provide us with a site, manager, but they do.
So, just for me, so that I know there's probably people listening or will be watching. There's still gonna be meals 5 days a week with
Yes.
the cuts that you had to take.
Yes. I did
So-
my best to keep it
Right.
seamless to the
Okay,
senior.
so that part of it's still going good, so someone comes up there, they can still get a meal or get it delivered and all that's good. And you'll have this person, whoever this is, for those hours to help you get the food out.
Yes,
Perfect.
plus volunteers.
Plus volunteers that you normally have.
And I guess if I can say it for the people that might be listening to this recording, I think it's a huge service to the town. And just, I'm repeating some of your numbers, Darren, but 7,243 meals were delivered to home delivery to 99 seniors. So that's Monday through Friday. I know that they provide frozen meals in case somebody can't get out that day to deliver something. If there was a snowstorm and somebody couldn't get out to deliver. So 99 residents of our town are part of this Meals on Wheels program.
Plus, if they need weekend meals or other,
Yep.
special meals like a cardiac meal, diabetic, they cover that too.
And 790 meals were served to people in-house. People came and ate at the senior center, Council on Aging building, and
So
Had
I
lunch.
guess, two thoughts, just to expound on that, is I'm surprised it's only 99, and probably some of those people that could benefit from this are too proud to do it, but Nancy takes care of a lot of it and makes sure that people get it. I don't see anything wrong with this. I wish there was more that could get this, or however it works, but if that's what it is, it's perfect, and if anybody's got anything else, I'll entertain a motion. Motion's been made, I'll entertain a vote. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, Tommy, can I vote
Thank
you
you.
down for just well, I'll do it at the end. Okay, perfect. That makes me feel good. The second one is, this one is always puzzling to me. Give me just a minute and I'll explain it and we'll see if you got any questions for you, buddy. If you can hear me.
So, yes, I can hear you.
Alright, just hang on just 1 minute, I'll read it out and then we'll ask if anybody's got any questions. So this one's for $20,000 out of health insurance, to put into dispatch wages. In the past couple ones of these that came out of health insurance, we were explained why there was extra in health insurance. They can't play too tight to the vest just in case. So I'd like a motion and then we can ask some questions if we would like. Any motion? Anybody?
I got it.
We gotta have a motion and a second before we can ask any questions.
Motion to move forward with the transfer as
Okay, perfect. Second, anybody?
Second.
Perfect. All right, go ahead, discussion.
If there's only $5,000 in the account, how are we gonna transfer $20,000?
Good job.
Yes, that is, good job.
backwards. Are the account balances backwards?
Something doesn't look right.
He doesn't have it in front of him.
You got a minute, go ahead.
Yeah, it's quite frozen.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right, does it?
And why are they short is my question.
Well, we were gonna get there. Right, that's the same.
Right. He's here, he signed it, so they must have had an explanation.
Hey, Paul. While he's looking that up, do you know why these numbers aren't quite right? You guys all signed it.
We signed it,
For 20,000.
Might be better off stopping your video to preserve bandwidth.
Just stop your video, we can hear you, buddy.
I mean, might hear you.
Might hear you better. Do you know anything?
Okay, how's that?
Perfect.
it was brought up and
Or maybe he can. Might be.
Hey, Mike.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the question is, on the form that we were provided, you guys requested 20 grand. And the balance in the account is only 5133. So we're wondering, the numbers don't add up like they should. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, this was all put together by Kate and Nick. So I'm trying to look at the form on the phone here, trying to see if I can decipher what they wrote here.
Do we have the account numbers that we can look up? That's the
Paul, do you have anything to add to this?
basically what he said is what's come about.
Okay. So am I crazy here? The numbers don't add up.
No, they don't.
They don't look like it.
Even you accountant type people know this, it doesn't
So I'm
add up.
just wondering if they just if it's a typo in the wrong, if the account numbers are at least consistent, so that the balance of the transfer two is actually 28,368, and if, which numbers are flipped? These
Yeah.
numbers just need to
And when
be,
they don't add up, even if they weren't flipped.
The account number.
You know what I'm
next
saying?
to-
The three numbers, 20, those don't add up to anything.
well, the 20 is that they wanna take out, so it's gotta be at least 28 in there.
In the health, it would have to be in the health.
I'm
But we're making.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking the 50. Yeah, so I'm thinking the 5133.20 is what is left in the dispatch wage account.
Yeah, so it's back.
And we're transferring 20 grand into the 5,000 to make 28,000 to make the last warrant cycle of payroll.
But how? the numbers-
But you're supposed to give the present balance, and if the present balance is 5,000, then you can't take 20,000 out of it.
And we don't have access to that right now to double check it.
Right. But yeah, this was so the form was filled out by Kate and Nick.
Yeah.
Okay. And between, all right, so let's go over a couple things here. Darren doesn't think as the chairman that there's some changes on here, some scribbles out, some crossing out up the top. And I don't think the people in this room that are all understand numbers, this doesn't match. I think we should
Well, this is crossed out, cause you can't have this in the new fiscal year.
Right, but I
It has to
don't
be in the
even, right, but I want the, you know, like.
Well, I understand, yeah.
If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it like we should.
So my question is, so the shortfall in the salary dispatch wages, the shortfall is 48,368.52?
28,000. No.
No, it says present
No,
balance. They want to put
the,
20 grand more
I
in.
think it's backwards. Listen, we can't, how are we,
We can't sign it because it's not right.
we can't sign it because it's not right, and the people that would be able to tell us what is right aren't here. Right?
So Mike,
can we not
so
talk
maybe
about it?
can you,
Right?
alright, well, Mike, let me ask
Whatever
you,
the chairman wants to do.
Mike, just a question and then we're gonna move on. What number are you trying to achieve of the total? What number do you need to pay this?
so the deficit that we have right now is $16,945.58. That's the current deficit, with warrant, 27 and 28.
So just assuming that these numbers are flipped, if we add 20,000 to the 28 we think would be in that account, why would you need 48,000?
We shouldn't need 48.
That's my question.
Does everybody follow what I just
I
did?
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I just,
Alright,
that's what I
I
so-
think all the numbers are backwards. They want 20,000, the current balance in health insurance is 26,000, and the current balance in the wages is 5,000. So that's what would make sense to me.
Right.
And that's not how it's presented, and we're not gonna guess at it.
He just said they had a deficit of 16,000.
And if it's 16,000, it should be 16,000, it should be 20,000,
Okay,
so.
so the present chairman of the board, head of the finance committee, is not gonna sign this, cause I don't know what's going on.
So can we just ask Paul what what he tried to say before three
It
times?
was never brought up, it was never asked, I was at that meeting. They never asked that question.
What was presented to us was what Mike has been talking about, okay?
Okay.
And that's what we went with, but obviously what shows up on the sheet wasn't the same thing that we were talking about, or that was presented to us, really. And I don't remember all the numbers that came across that night, but,
I think we could put it off.
yeah.
We have to do it by the 15th though, don't we?
Yes, we do. So I have another question.
Yes.
Carol, this is Carol. Is this fully Rutland's assessment, or is this going to get assessed out to the other 4 towns as well?
No, this is not Rutland. This is all 5 communities.
So I know that we front pay it, and then there's an assessment to pay us back. What is that going to look like? So we've got assessment money coming back to cover this 20 or 16?
Because this is fiscal
Well,
25,
From their,
so they were
right?
fiscal 25.
they were assessed this full amount already. This is just surplus funds that are left within the health insurance line. So they've already been charged for that because we charge higher on the health insurance side to make it through the year.
So is this for health insurance or salaries?
No, so we're moving it from health insurance to salaries. The deficit was primarily the result of 2 unexpected dispatchers resigning during the fiscal year. Because we operate a 24/7 emergency communication center, those shifts had to be covered with overtime until replacements could be hired and trained. The overtime was necessary to maintain our minimum staffing levels and ensure that there was no interrupted services to public safety and the citizens of the 5 communities.
Okay,
The reason is sound, the execution is poor.
so, Mike, you need to transfer this by the 15th.
We're just gonna.
That's correct.
So it's,
Even if it's by a Zoom meeting or something, we'll have to have another meeting.
We're gonna, if they want it.
I have to have it.
Do we vote on this contingent upon correcting the numbers? We know what the whole part of it is there, but they gotta have it, so.
I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah, we need the 20,000 to make the deficit. I can confer with Kate and Nick in the morning, and then relay back to the finance board, if that's appropriate.
I say we have another meeting so we know what the numbers are.
Alright, so. Here's the fun part, guys. Alright.
This could be a 10-minute before work type of situation.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, everybody. Talking with Heather, maybe she's saying trust the paperwork, I don't see the paperwork that works for me. But I'm not, she might have something that can help me, but I can't. I'm not comfortable with this.
Not at all.
Alright. Heather, can I put you on speakerphone for a second in front of the group? Okay. This is Heather on speakerphone, let me see, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So Heather, our concern as a finance committee is we understand that they need the 20 grand, but the way this paperwork was filled out, it's not proper and we can't get to the number that they need because these totals are all wrong.
So I will just offer that Nick George did put together the paperwork, and Nick manages both payroll and health insurance. And so I think you have to trust the paperwork.
Heather, there's no way that this is right. So if in the amount requested, it says 20,000.
Okay.
In the area where it says to be transferred from, it has a present balance in the above appropriation of $5,133.20. So how are we supposed to take 20,000 out of an account that only has 5,000 in it?
That's the remaining balance. Once the transfer is complete, there'll be $5,000 in that account.
But that's
not what present means.
That means how much is in it right now.
Okay, well, so that's the amount that will be available once the transfer is complete.
So are you saying they're in a deficit now by almost?
No, what she's saying is there's currently $25,133.20 in it, and after this goes through, which would be future, then there would be $5,133.20 left.
But this is not the way all the
That's
stuff
not
from last
what
week
present
came
means,
through.
that's what I said.
We
yeah.
can absolutely talk about forms and make sure that the language
All
of
the others
forms
we've
makes more
approved have
sense.
followed that pattern.
Yes. Understood. So basically, as of the last payroll for dispatch, they were $32,000 in deficit. We have covered that deficit so we could make sure that we made payroll. And this is the the options that we covered as much as we could through non-finance committee, non-select board end-of-year transfers. And this is what we need to balance that account out and make sure that we can make payroll for the last 3 days of the fiscal year.
Okay, so the present balance in the account that's transferred to, is that correct? 28,000, or is that also after the transfer?
Without it in front of me, I really don't want to.
I understand. I understand.
I don't have it in front of me.
No, that's fine.
So, like I said, I guess I'm just gonna default to the fact that the person who is managing both of these accounts prepared that paperwork in a way that made sense to him as the department head in order to make sure that we can make payroll. And we can certainly work on how to make those forms more, I guess, user-friendly.
Just consistent, filling it out consistently.
Yeah,
All the
yeah,
other
yeah,
transfer
no,
requests were filled out in this.
100%. Yeah.
Alright, so,
That's
I
fine.
don't disagree that we have all kinds of room for improvement in our paperwork.
alright, so this has to be done by the 15th, correct?
Correct.
Alright,
But I mean, more importantly, you're already running a deficit, you're already overspent in your payroll account for that. So the town is currently carrying a negative balance in that dispatch salary line. And we'll continue to carry it for the next payroll.
we got the question just before you get on, how did we get to $32,000 overspent?
That's is Mike on the call? That's a question for Mike.
He said
You
it's
said-
He said
overtime.
overtime.
Extra overtime.
Extra overtime, I think was his answer, but I just didn't know if,
It was
go ahead, Mike.
due to two unexpected yeah, I'm here. So it was due to two unexpected resignations during the fiscal year. And we had to cover those shifts with overtime to make minimum staffing levels.
Was that, so during the year that happened?
I know that Kate and Nick had reached out about, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago to bring this to dispatch, to bring this to Mike's attention. We were hoping that we would be able to moderate, between now and then. Unfortunately, that was just not the case.
Okay. Well, the mood in the room here is that nobody wants to, well, I'm not gonna say what the mood in the room is.
Yeah.
But there's a
yeah,
bunch of
and-
unhappy faces, so
Yeah.
what I think we should,
And I understand. So the only thing I'm gonna say about that is that I completely understand the unhappy faces. I had an unhappy face. I did not love finding out a week and a half ago that I had a department that was $32,000 in deficit. The correspondence had transpired between my finance team and dispatch. I wasn't brought into this until literally a week ago.
so I'm gonna ask you, what's,
I made the executive decision to pay these employees because technically we should not have been able to pay them because we were running a deficit. However, I am not going to run an operation where people work and don't get paid.
okay,
So, I mean, I share the same grumpy face. And if the finance committee chooses not to support the end of year transfer, that's certainly your prerogative and your vote to take. However, I am still going to pay these employees, and I will contact the Department of Revenue and determine how to override a negative finance committee vote because it's payroll. It's not a vendor. It's it's not.
So I don't think
discretionary.
I don't think that we're negative, it's just that there are concerns about the way it's filled out. I think the mood of the finance committee is we'd like to get it filled out right, and we will have another meeting either Monday or Tuesday or whatever earlier next week, so that we can get this, we have Monday or Tuesday to get this done by the 15th.
Okay, so then my recommendation is that Mike needs to work with Nick, like tomorrow, to figure out a way to make sure that paperwork is filled out to your satisfaction.
Yeah,
Because
are you in the office between?
I am actually legitimately on vacation. I am not even pretending to be halfway working. I actually took a vacation day.
All right. So are you in Monday or Tuesday?
I'll be in Monday.
Okay.
But if you're gonna post the meeting, so Monday is the 13th, you'll have to post the meeting I think you
Yesterday.
can only post a meeting for Tuesday, the
This is-
14th.
Hold on a second, I believe this would qualify as
It's an emergency.
unanticipated.
Well, it's not an emergency, so.
Well, that's up to you, whether it's an emergency,
well,
but
it's not an emergency, we can go to
I
Tuesday.
would suggest that if you're gonna post a meeting, post it for Tuesday, the 14th. That gives you your full 48 hours. And again, I would encourage either Mike and maybe a designee from the finance committee and Nick to coordinate a time where you can have a conversation about what you want that paperwork to look like. And the only reason why I'm pushing it off is not because I'm on vacation, but because Nick is the one who manages those accounts. And I want to make sure that he is on board with how you're presenting those figures and how you're making that language.
Well, and then
You know what I mean?
and then the selectmen all gotta sign it.
No, the select board have already approved the transfer.
With the wrong numbers on it.
So
It's not
the
our-
wrong numbers according to the finance committee, right? So again, I am.
Alright, Heather,
My department head has put those numbers together and feels confident that that's a computation that works for him and that works for how he wants to transfer that money.
okay,
I'm not making the decision that those figures are wrong. I'm just saying that if the finance committee wants to see something differently, then they'll have to work with the
Would-
treasurer.
do we have to work, is he available by phone, maybe we can solve this problem right now?
I think,
no,
No,
you
it's
can't
just-
fix the form over the phone.
Alright,
It could be that they dropped the 2 in front of the 5 when they typed it. But we don't
still
know
won't,
that.
so I
But
think
we
Alright.
don't know
we
that.
need to have.
okay.
But we
Figure out
can't
the
assume.
Heather, thank you very much, we're gonna, I don't know what we should do here, if we should vote, no, I don't wanna vote no.
Mike has Nick's contact information and Mike could reach out to Nick.
Okay, well, thank you for your legitimate day off, calling in, and we
Alright.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Alright,
Does anyone, I think you would wanna back out the motions and
no,
table it.
well, you can just vote,
I,
no,
no, I'm gonna remove the motion, I'm retracting my motion. We don't, it's not done correctly.
so we're gonna have a, why don't you do this then, make a motion to table this till Tuesday the 14th.
Motion to table until Tuesday the 14th.
Do we have a second?
Second.
They can figure out this paperwork and do it correctly. And I think we can,
I mean,
but it's
Nancy,
not,
Nancy's
it's,
is, Nancy, it's, I mean, Nancy did it how it says.
Nancy did it with like flowing.
Did 4 of them,
All
how many?
last-
6?
seven.
Seven
Seven
last,
last week.
7 last week, they
We
were
have a
all
motion
done
on the
correctly.
floor, does anyone have any discussion?
We did 7, just for the record, right? We did 7 of these transfers that were correct last week. That were filled out with exactly our interpretation, which should be the common interpretation, and it's probably just a clerical error. But the person that reviewed it,
Well-
Kate didn't see it, the select board didn't see it, and so we
And-
found it,
well-
and so it's gotta be corrected.
And to add a little more to this, the present chair of the finance committee is not gonna sign this, cause it's wrong.
That's wrong.
Even if you guys voted this right, I'm not gonna vote, I'm not gonna sign it.
There
So
you go.
just one clarifying question against what she mentioned. So did she say that the dispatch wages account was already overdrawn 32,000?
yes.
So then that
That's
line
wrong,
is
too.
incorrect as well. So
There's
Yeah,
a whole lot
it
wrong
is.
with
He
this.
said,
You
he
are-
said he was in a 16,000 and some dollars deficit, is what he said.
Well,
But she
that's what Mike
said-
said.
I think-
Right,
Mike
but
said.
she said there's a $32,000
So Mike,
deficit.
I'm
well,
wondering where that came
are
from.
you
so
still
then
on, Mike?
more like none of the numbers that we were thinking.
Mike?
Maybe this was
He's also
dropped,
on
maybe that wouldn't add up.
Alright,
There's
I
there's
have a-
more than that doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I have a motion on the floor to table this till the 14th at 6 P M. It's gonna, we're gonna have
Yes.
to jump through hoops to get that all squared away, but,
Brianna second.
okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
I think we
Aye.
should,
Wait a minute,
sorry, just quickly, I think we should write an email as a group to say what's wrong with this overall. right? So that there's no misunderstanding, unless one of us designees meets with Nick in the interim. Because the last thing I want is we show up on Tuesday and it's like a mess, right? We have
Okay.
questions, those questions should be answered.
I'd like a better description of why it's needed. They give us the description that there's money, there's a surplus left in health insurance, but
so
it doesn't tell us why
Let's take some notes.
dispatch wages.
It doesn't talk about the overtime, right?
No, it
Like,
just
we
says
got a
offset
perfectly reasonable
projected
explanation, but
estimate
it
in
does
last
not-
warrant.
It does not give it.
Well, he's got the employees had to resign and were not filled, and several employees retired,
But it
reducing.
doesn't say that that caused overtime expenditures that were not budgeted.
No, that was about, that's why there's
just-
money in the insurance.
And that's why there's money in the insurance, but that's also why they needed overtime, right?
So Mike, are you on by chance? Okay.
Yep, just trying to get my phone to work here. Yep.
So what we're gonna do, Mike, is we're gonna,
Can you hear me?
yep, go ahead. Listen, what we're gonna do is we have a motion on the floor to table this till Tuesday, the 14th. And what we'll do is we'll get these numbers squared away and we'll do it so everybody understands it. And we're gonna send a email to Nick and to you with our concerns.
Okay.
Perfect. Any more discussion?
I appreciate your time.
No, no problem at all.
So, I think the question that I heard Brianna ask is, in not so many words, we heard Heather say that there is a deficit. This says that there's a present balance of 26K. If that is the balance after the addition, but Heather's thinking about after payroll, blah, 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 I don't know, but we need to understand that we want it to be the present balance, and then the other part that with the true present balance prior to the transfer, I think, and then the third part is what is the outstanding liability? What is that payroll payment gonna be, right? That's the question.
They may have to give us the balance as of 6/30, because that's the date on the form would have to be, but they could give us an explanation of, started at 6/30, what was paid
It
out.
doesn't sound like she's totally happy with the fact that she heard about this within the last
No.
couple days.
But I also think
So-
important to differentiate, it's not that we're not supportive of it, it's that this is incorrect, and you're
Yes.
asking us to sign something where numbers are not correct.
Correct, I agree with
So,
that.
I think that's the main message I would bring back, is it's not an issue of not being in support of it, but the paperwork needs to be correct. And the account balances need to
yeah,
be correct,
'cause-
yeah,
I don't wanna sign it the way it is.
yeah.
So I have three questions. This is just so that we can write that email, right? So we wanna have as the explanation added that OT forced and overspend in the labor line item, dispatch wages. Then we wanna understand that both of those are the balances in those accounts prior to any transfers, right? That's what present means, because you are not allowed to do it yet, so present means prior to transfer, right? And so we'll make that clear. And then what will be drawn from that account, right? What is the
The actual
liability?
number.
What is the liability against that account that everybody knows, because it's only through June 30th, right?
And the numbers were confusing to me because there was some there not, it's 32,000, but it's,
Well, and then there was a
and
deficit.
where it came
and
from, I didn't understand that, you know?
There's a deficit, but there's a balance. I don't,
And
just
when
clean
we
it
see
up.
numbers like 20,000, we know it's a rounded number, and like we said, I think Mike said 16,000 something. So that should be 16,000 something, not 20,
It,
right? I mean, we
it's all
should-
gonna clear, right?
Correct,
Doesn't
but,
matter.
but I go
It's
back to
gonna clear
my,
one day after.
this decisions that we make that are retroactively paying for something or paying for something that has an invoice should be the real money that was paid out, not rounded. And that's just maybe my pet peeve, but it shows proper accounting.
And I agree with that. And that gives us, we know what the final number is and how much we actually spent for the year.
So,
And I
do
don't
we
think-
wanna make that request? Are we all in agreement of that?
16,000, whatever.
Whatever the
As-
actual numbers are, we'd love to see them.
Like you said, June 30th has already happened, payroll's already known for that period of time.
Well, and if the selectmen signed it, that's one thing, that's fine. But with the checks and balances, that's what the finance committee does, it doesn't appear right, and I don't feel comfortable with it.
I agree.
This is
And I don't
not
think
us.
I'm alone in this room.
This is
No.
not being pedantic, this is like, this should
No,
have been
we're
caught.
we're not trying to say no. Tuesday, we'll post a meeting for 6
Yeah, I
o'clock.
was just gonna say, oh, yeah, who's gonna do the posting? Do you have Ted do it, or?
Hoping Ted will do it. He did a great job last time.
Is it easy?
I will do my best. It's my understanding that there ain't nobody working tomorrow that could post it, so I don't know how we're gonna get it done, but we'll give it a shot.
Has to be done by Monday.
You know, it has to be
Oh, no, 48 hours or
48 hours, it
24?
needs to be done tomorrow.
Yeah,
My understanding would it be need to be done by close of business tomorrow,
that's right too.
but
But what
They're
if there's
working, but they're not,
But if they're working, why can't they post a meeting while they're working?
well,
No, they're
I don't
working,
know.
they just don't have town, so if you email it, it's okay, you might not be able to get in if you knock on the door. That's
okay.
town business,
You go
right?
look in the door, somebody will come and let you in. Just keep smiling.
I'd say just call either Anita or Ben, whoever you think is gonna
Yep.
put this
I
in,
know
just
Ben
say,
isn't working.
Yep.
then Anita, and say you've just sent the email.
And I would.
Well, if we send it to Anita, she'll see it.
I mean, I would send it to both of them. And maybe there is a contingency for just such,
Exact thing.
just such things, but
It can't be the first time this has happened to a town in the state.
And I don't think she wants to, I would be very careful how to call the DOR and say that the finance committee disapproved that because
We're not
you're open, well,
disapproving it.
no, but there's we're definitely not disapproving it, we're not, we want the paperwork right.
Right.
But I don't think you wanna go into definite spending with the DOR if you, because that probably
I
won't.
think tabling it was the right thing to do.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor, does anybody else have any other, we have a motion made and seconded, we had discussions, anybody else have anything else?
I guess it's probably not really important. No,
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Unanimous. Alright,
This was just to push this off the two.
push this off, we're not doing anything, I'm not voting on it, I'm
No,
not
I understand.
signing it, can I borrow your pen now?
Man,
I know, I'm a
limited
pain,
amount of ink.
I got a
here.
pen, I know, it's only a limited amount. Alright. And 7. Alright, yeah, I'd rather do that than disapprove it. Alright. So,
Why did you sign it?
no, that's the first one. I moved
Oh,
to the
okay,
second one, no. That's the one that, never mind.
Yep.
Alright,
And the form is fine, it clearly says what is there,
And it's always been filled out
always.
correctly
Correct.
before with the current balance, not what's left.
And if they wanna change it, it could be present balance and then future balance,
Could do
if,
that.
if that helps somebody over there, but
Listen, don't get me started, it could be currently known expected expenditures.
correct.
alright. Moving right along. Do we wanna reorganize now?
What do you wanna do, the 2027 initiatives?
I personally,
Well, we just said that we're gonna leave that on there for each
Oh,
meeting,
forever?
just in
Okay.
case we talk about it, not
And we're gonna
necessarily
be
have to do
in-
something.
if, I'm just gonna promise everybody, if I'm still the chairman after all this, next Tuesday's meeting is gonna be so quick, you probably don't even sit down. Alright. We have to reorganize, so that's a chairman.
Campaign message.
We have to reorganize, so we need a clerk, a chairman, and a assistant chairman.
Vice Chair.
Vice Chairman. Do we have any motions on the floor for Chairman?
Do we, I don't know if I wanna say this or not, but I make a motion that we keep our current structure in place for the next fiscal year.
So that would mean 3 nominations in one fell swoop.
Correct. Well, the people that are there now, if they're willing to stay there.
Someone shows me how to use AI to take the notes.
Ted, how long, much longer do you have on the, is this your last year?
I think so. Yep.
It's mine too.
Yours too. Alright, so for
You
discussion,
have 2 years,
I have 2 years?
yes,
I have 2 years, apparently.
because we came in at the
Yes.
same time.
You are
So
correct.
who's off with me?
Me, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think I
You
got the
can
shortened
run.
term because
Oh,
I got
you
the
got the-
MOLOT.
Oh, you gotta, yeah.
Okay.
Remainder.
so with Tommy's thing, is there anybody in the room? Ted and I have talked. And I'm not gonna pin this on Ted, but he doesn't have a problem with that. If we want, I'll do what everybody wants to do. We can maintain this course for another year and we can have another vote for the people that'll be there next year for 1 year. And they could be the chairman. There's no skin, I have no skin in this game. If anybody wants to make a nomination that, or change what Tommy said, Ted, how are you feeling about that?
I am fine with that. There's one thing that I would like to bring up, and that is, where do we want the, posting of the meeting, the making of the agenda and all that to fall? I did it last time just because I actually remembered for the most part how to do it from before there was any support staff, so I just said, I'll do it. I spoke with you and you said, please go for it. And I'm happy to do it for this meeting. I mean,
how does it go
I think
forward?
going forward, we should say it's gonna be this person or that person or this person, and maybe someone will back them up if something happens. And I don't know if that's, a chair duty. I would think that the chair's got enough going on that they wouldn't need or want to do that. But I think that's something that we ought to fix into the mix. And, I am fine with you being chair. I would be fine if someone said, Ted, please be chair. And I'm fine I'm vice chair now, sticking with that too, so. About all I got to add.
If it doesn't need to be an officer, I'm happy with posting agenda.
It does
and
not need to be an officer.
Minutes. Another question though that I wanna ask is, and we talked about it before, we knew that there was not gonna be support, and that is supposedly people send an email to finance committee.
And the email still has Tamika's, the website still has Tamika's.
So,
Contact
and I guess
information
that's
on it.
another thing, if there's a website that needs to be done, but
It sounds,
my understanding, just because I had offered to help Nancy with the website, but because I don't work for the town, they won't let me touch the website.
Is that like the
Yeah.
select board had on their agenda, Paul, maybe you can answer this, a communications committee? Is that to put for the town website?
No. It has a broader scope. It's going to be further defined before it comes down to actually going on the record, okay?
So who's in charge of the town website right now?
To me,
Right now, it comes down to Heather, and if she's got a designee at this point in time, I don't honestly know. But there's somebody that's going to do a good part of what Tameka was doing, okay? there's still things up in the air.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty up in there.
My understanding when they got the new website 2 or 3 years ago, each department was supposed to do their own website, their own web pages, to take the burden off of Annex. I don't know if that's been in practice or not. I suspect that town clerk does their own because they need to post agendas and minutes, so I think that they probably do. And it's probably nothing other than changing names or contact, but I guess the question is,
How does that
is there,
get done?
if there's an email that somebody can click an email and it goes to somebody, that used to probably be Tamika, that's
She's-
actually finance committee. I even go back to think, if it's going to the finance committee, it should go to the finance committee. We should not have a pass-through. I think we should see everything that comes through, but I don't know how that happens.
The only thing with that is if you've got, like another Outlook license, I'm sure, and that's money.
Or
that we don't
it's,
have.
it's a, you just need a login.
I don't know how it works. I'm a little
can use
nervous. I'm not gonna
Outlook
give my own personal one, and I don't think
we can
anybody.
website. Yeah. Sorry.
How do we gotta figure that out with Heather, how that's gonna operate, because I do not know. I think
Can we
the thing at hand is what we're doing for chairman, vice chairman, clerk at this moment.
I make a motion to nominate Darren as chair, finance committee.
Well,
Or you just wanna do it one at a
Well,
time?
are we just doing the, I don't know if that was a full nomination. or-
I said,
Okay,
keep,
all right,
to
so
keep
then-
the same three people doing the same
Then
thing.
I'm gonna second that, right?
Great.
And then is there any discussion? Right, or am I overstepping?
Again?
just a little bit, just a little bit.
I'll be quiet.
Alright, so, we're good.
I'm not.
I just wanna make sure that this, and I would ask, till we figure out the logistics of how we're gonna post our meetings and things like that, I would ask that Ted has a way to do it now. And we move forward with that now. That isn't permanent, so I'm not, but for now, I'd like to do that. And so we have a motion on the floor, made and seconded. Any more discussion on that? Are you all right with that, Ted? Okay. Lynn, are you all right with that?
Darren, are you all right with that?
It's, yes, I'll lead this battle again, but I'm gonna say that, I think that the vice chairman should be chairman next year after this year, whatever, cause he's got one more year. All right, or 2 more years. All those in favor of Tommy's motion? Okay,
Okay, so going back to the meetings now. It doesn't have to be any specific, but I mean, if Ted wants to do it, that's perfect.
Can we
Right.
add that to the next agenda? I'm
No,
sorry.
I just want, it's gonna
Through the
take you
chair.
2 seconds. If Carol said had time to do it, which is fine, you gotta do this form and get it to the town clerk's office, right? Which you know. The only thing I wanted to add to that was that whatever meetings get posted, it's gotta be, I don't know what's the right word, authorized, or it's gotta go through you so that,
yeah, and this is a
You're-
2027 initiative right now that we're discussing, by the way.
right.
Well, I'll also put out there that the select board put that protocol on, anyway, so.
That doesn't give
Okay.
us.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? Just as long as you know about the meeting, anybody can post it, or send a form to the town clerk.
Well, for the next one, Ted's gonna do it and then we'll figure out.
figure it out,
Exactly.
Maybe a little
Ted did a good
tutorial,
job.
so a couple of us know how to do it.
I actually
Right.
typed something up so
How
that
to do it.
it would be somewhere in one place, kind of a how.
We put it in
to do it.
SharePoint, our SharePoint, cause any of us can post onto
I
SharePoint, right?
did put the minutes,
Anybody that can log in on a consistent basis, good
can.
point. I have not been able to.
I
but-
did post the materials for tonight onto SharePoint, just because I thought nothing had been, and I just did it this
so
afternoon.
there's gonna be times,
Do you have access, Brianna, to SharePoint?
I do. I'm trying to follow like all these pieces. So
Ask
we have
questions.
the agenda, we have the minutes, and then if we schedule another meeting, we need to post that. And then, what am I missing?
Nothing.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay,
And any materials that
In the
come,
first
can
part,
put
we
that
just
in SharePoint.
reorganized, just to stay the same. And then alls we're trying to do is just, on the next agenda, if we could just put discussion of
Just,
logistics or whatever, however we wanna word it.
But before anything goes on any website or any place, the agenda should be done with the approval of the chairman, and then the town clerk has gotta
This
date
one
it
here
and
was
stamp
done,
it.
I knew this one, Ted and I talked about this, so we were good.
The only thing that I will say that kind of became a nuisance, but it was easy enough to do because I left a fair amount of time, was that anytime the agenda was amended, like including me finding out what the Zoom was, cause I originally submitted it with no Zoom, cause I didn't know anything about it, and then I ran into a very nice gal, I think her name's Rose, and she said, oh yeah, I can get you that, and it took a day or two of some emails back and forth. When that got added, it had to be submitted again to the clerk for posting.
So is this Zoom now good for the next
I
one?
believe that is the Zoom that could sort of just be left there.
Okay.
we should ask, that's not necessarily always the case.
It may not
Want
be
one
always the
that we can
case.
just leave there, so we don't have to do what you just had to go through.
And then actually, when the interdepartmental transfer requests became identified as COA and regional dispatch, I had just put in interdepartmental transfer request as an item, but when those two got identified, I had to resubmit it with those as the agenda. So anyway, that's just something,
So the only one I know that we're gonna have right now, and I have not been made aware of any other one, is the CMRECC Dispatch Center payroll. And that, I am a little miffed that we're $32,000 out of whack and nobody caught it till the last week. And I think Heather's the same,
I think Heather is the same.
and I think everybody in the room should be a little concerned about that. Yeah, I brought that up, and it's like, hey, guys, you're not supposed to do that.
I'm still not convinced it's 32 and it's
Well,
not
I don't know
16,
that
but
anybody
anyway,
in this room
it's,
is-
even if it's 16, it's still,
Yeah,
Because we don't know, and the form
Relatively
communicate
unacceptable.
what the situation was,
Right.
this is the whole purpose, right?
yeah,
I think that also relates a little bit back to using round numbers, so when you enable the round number submission, it gives more wiggle room and you can kind of shift things, and then you have to come for those larger requests. And it's more difficult to make sure that the math aligns. So I do think that it's important that we request for anything moving forward, it be the exact numbers if it's a retro pay.
especially
But
this
then
is the
try-
year end, this is like,
Yeah,
it should
exactly,
be right.
so, yeah, I would,
Well, I guess the other thing, I mean, cause you'll find we like to dig in this, and we go down little rabbit holes, but if dispatch lost at least 2 people
During the year.
during the year, which is fine, wouldn't they have,
Rehired?
unless they rehired at a higher rate? It should have either been very, very close, or it should have been,
Depends on
Pay
when in the
overtime.
year.
That's the
Yeah.
I
point.
think the
Would be
overtime was the
time and a half.
part
The hours they needed,
added to
there
it.
was no way around it, and then the hours were paid at a higher rate because of overtime.
And
Yeah,
it
but
depends
it's-
on when during the year.
But it would be I think, to Carol's point, it's a significant amount of overtime here,
$32,000.
anyways.
And, well, I don't know at what point they ran out of money, because
Well, that's what we know about before.
And I don't wanna add another stick in the thing here, but if that happened during the year, why weren't we told about it?
Right.
When gee, I had a problem here, I don't know what the number, but I just want you to be aware that we're going to be
Well-
looking for additional money probably at the end of the year.
well,
Manna from heaven.
because, I mean, I guess if I listened to what Heather said, she was told last minute, so it sounded like dispatch and treasurer had conversations, but those conversations didn't leave the room.
And I think it was
So-
very confusing to everybody because right here on the form is messed up. You know, I mean, the date that we put the 7/2, it got changed to 6, alright. Ludwig sent in an email. Ted's gonna do his best to, alright, so
So you're
here's
sending
the,
the email?
so here's my, what happens in the world of New Rutland after June 30th if Ted's thing isn't read tomorrow and posted.
Did the select board actually post an agenda for Monday's meeting?
Are they meeting? They're not
No,
meeting. They
last
met-
Monday.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they did.
So here's the next question, if that date has to get pushed a date to the 15th, does it have to be done by end of business on the 15th?
I don't know where the 15th came from, because it depends on how you set up your accounting and what you do. So everybody has a different number they wanna use, and depends if they encumbered the money or they didn't encumber money.
Isn't the important thing that it's gonna be approved once we have the correct information?
Absolutely.
But I'm sure either, if Ted's gonna call tomorrow, he'll be able to get a hold of either Ben or Anita to say, look, this is what we gotta do because of X, Y, Z, so.
I'll probably sleep better if I actually send the thing off tonight, so there's a good chance it's.
And she'll answer it tonight. Alright, I'll entertain, does anyone have any other, anything related to any other budget discussion tonight, or whatever we wanna talk about, are we good? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Just going forward, are we going to take the remainder after Tuesday or whatever we get a meeting, are we taking the rest of the summer, or are we going to
We're gonna
start
take,
meeting?
I would like to take a little bit of free space and then get back into it, you know, like, but hit it hard once alright, so budget discussions, the selectmen have decided not to do anything about overrides or anything like that until the end of the summer. We do not have anything to do till the end of summer. We can wave the white flag and say, hey, guys, we know that we're 1.2 in already. I don't know, we have no idea going with what you just said, until the selectmen give us some guidance, and Heather, they give both of everybody guidance, what are we to do?
Well, I think we could,
We could
during
do-
our meetings, we could mention each meeting, you know, we've got it on the agenda going forward for every meeting that we have. But we mention it during the meeting, we know we need an override, the amount and how to get there is to be determined.
Okay, that's good.
That's basic.
Yep, and then I don't think that other than our agenda or initiatives that we wanna do, which we certainly have time to do that. I don't know that there's anything else we can do. Go ahead, Ted. I saw you raise your hand.
One of the things that, you know, Tommy had a list of initiatives, there were a couple that I know I have kicking around in the back of my head. One of them is the whole thing having to deal with the school foundation budget. And there was something put out by the town a couple of
reach out.
days ago about reaching out specifically to the governor to encourage her to sign the current budget, which includes a line for funding the Foundation Budget Review Commission or study or whatever the hell it was called, I don't remember. And
Did we get that in an email?
it came out in a
Facebook, I think.
post through the town's Facebook, correct? It was encouraging people, it said, here's your opportunity to be an advocate for the town.
Oh,
So
that's
it
right.
went to everybody
My other
in
boss
the town or whoever
posed that
was there.
message.
And it just brought up to my mind that that's something that, you know, we certainly should encourage, but I don't know exactly how much advocacy we as a group can do, and I think that should be part of one of our initiatives, is figuring that out. You know, doing what we can going forward.
Can we send a letter as a finance committee to?
I think, well, this is my, I think we should look towards the end of August, beginning of September to start our meetings again. Yeah, like you said, take a break for a little while. And going on what you just said, Ted, one of the things in that list, I think we should get a hold of that memo or that letter came from, is it Julie Kelly or Julie
Yep.
Lowe or something like
Tamika
that?
forwarded it, I think.
Yes.
We should get a hold of her and ask her to come to one of our meetings, we can talk to her
She's
and
been
see.
here before, I think someone
We
said.
did. I asked her to come. We saw her in Holden. And then I brought it to the committee and we asked her to come and she explained how the budget worked and how all those pie shapes and everything were to us. Excellent information. But anyway, that's the lady that knows the ins, outs, ups, down of all of that. So get her here and let's talk with her.
I know her time is very tight with her family, but.
Is she from?
Yeah, but that's what her job
I
is.
know, but not at night when we meet, right? That's not her job at night.
She said she'd be more than
Yeah,
happy to
oh,
come anytime you
absolutely.
want to ask her to
If we
come.
give her a little bit of time.
Right.
Time and specific questions, maybe. I think that was all I was getting to. Not that she shouldn't come, but what specifically are you asking her to do when she comes?
Okay.
I don't know the answer to those questions, because that's what we're asking her to come here for, to give us information of which direction we should go in.
So I guess I'll go on record as saying that whoever the powers that be that give us this paperwork, and I don't even think Heather even saw this the way I got the thing, but there's 5 people on there that signed it that I'm kind of disappointed, but they know that I'm disappointed with them
Right.
anyways.
But
Right.
the meeting's gotta get posted, and then Monday, somebody's gotta sit down with them and go over that sheet. That's what she said.
Yeah.
So, I would assume
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
go,
do that.
I'm gonna go Monday and try to
Okay.
figure out
Right.
somehow. All right. Did I hear him?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
Second.
Ted beat you to it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Please,